Hi, Bill Henshaw here again, another one of my YouTube videos on current events. And this one is not directly related to the COVID crap or all the other things that are going on with like the murder of George Floyd and all that. It does relate to that one. But it's an issue that really shouldn't be controversial at all, and yet for some reason it is. And that's the Black Lives Matter movement. By the way, the second M on that is right, but they got the wrong word. What it really should say is Black Lives Matter More. And that's a hard concept to understand for someone who is a member of the sovereign body politic of the nation and republic, a beneficiary of the trust known as the United States, and a lawful de jure jus sanguinis free white state citizen. We're the sovereigns here at this point in time. Us, we created the whole thing. So when you go out there and say Black Lives Matter More, what you're doing, whether you know it or not, is committing acts of treason by invoking federal regional martial law rule. It comes under Section 5 of the 14th War Amendment, which, as you know from earlier videos, doesn't exist. You can find out more about that, by the way. Send me an email at youwinincourt@gmail.com. I'll send you information on what I have available in my packets, constitutional defense docket packets, and now a COVID packet too. So that said, if you're going to do that, and pay attention, you LTGBQ types, because you're doing the same thing. Any rights that you claim to have, that you have to invoke federal regional martial law rule. That's treason to the Constitution. It advocates destroying the states, the Constitution, and our republic. And people like that do that don't have any right to any citizenship as far as I'm personally concerned. And I think the Constitution would see it the same way. We have to get on the same page here, all of us. And the good news is, with this recent unfortunate episode with the murder of George Floyd, there's a wide crossover that's rarely, if ever, happened in America in the past. People are starting to realize we need to be on the same side here. There are ways to do things. Civil rights ain't it. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, stop it already. You're staying in positions of power on the backs of your own people doing this bullshit. Quit it. We have much better issues, better courts. We can do it if we take the time to study, learn our rights, and go in there and do it. That's what my packets are designed to teach you to do, and to help you teach your kids, because they're not going to get it in public school either. I didn't 50 years ago. You almost certainly didn't when you were in school. And if I had known then what I know now, even one speech of Andrew Johnson, the repeal of the Reconstruction Act of 1867, my life would have been different 50 years ago. They don't teach it. They don't want you to know. They want to keep dividing and conquering. They've been doing it for 150 years, if not longer. It's time for it to end. Time for us to take up the mantle, do our job, go in there, with right issues, and I have a lot of those. Trust me, I have a lot of them that we start asking and getting ourselves either to juries and or grand juries. If we can reach federal criminal grand juries, now we have them, because we can put in complaints for treason to the Constitution. And how many of these Black Robe Badgers do you think it's going to take going to jail, or even worse than that? Or dumbasses, district attorneys, or law enforcement thugs that end up in jail before this starts to change, suffering real penalties for their outrageous behavior. This is what has to change. We never had this when I was growing up. We had peace officers. I don't know when in the hell it became law enforcement thugs, but that's what they're doing, and it has to stop. And it's obvious to a hell of a lot more people than me, and hopefully we can make a difference. Not at the election polls. I got a video upcoming on elections. There aren't any of those anywhere in sight. But by taking matters into our own hands, and remember that the people in government offices are agents. We're the principals here. We tell them what to do. Principal and agent relationship. When you understand that, and that for me is the central focus of why, for example, NASCAR recently decided to ban the stars and bars, the Confederate flag, because people start to study this issue seriously and see what it really means. We were right. We were the ones that were in there for self-determination of our people and states' rights. And that's the way it should be. If you don't know, the Republican Party started out as the National Union Party to do exactly what the New York banksters wanted, to get rid of the states and go to all territories under national control, where they believe Congress has a lot more power and we don't have any rights the de facto National Socialist government is bound to respect. I can disprove that one too. Send me an email, unincourt@gmail.com. I'll send you information on what I have, which is a lot of material over the course of 5 decades I put together here, and all of it with platinum, unimpeachable authorities that they don't teach you when you're in school. It looks like they don't teach much in law school either. Starboard, Bayo, Berserkly. I haven't seen any evidence of it in my 5 decades. Attorneys are abysmally ignorant, or they're amazingly corrupt, and they know, and they're not going to tell you because these issues put them out of business, exactly where they should be. We have an unprecedented window of opportunity to take care of business here. So that said, to the viewers, remember, like my videos, subscribe, tell your friends, get the word out. The more of us doing it, the quicker we get changes. That's the way the system works, right or wrong, or good or bad. We have to go in there and say, wait just a damn minute here. Learn how to do it. Thank you.